All right, let's talk about Dak Prescott, quarterback who I've always kind of felt like, if you follow this channel, you know that I've always kind of felt like he's in the category of good quarterback, but it's hard to win a Super Bowl if you're paying him a ton of money. But he's trying to challenge that this year because, and to be honest, while the team around him has been great, and Dallas has done a great job at building around a quarterback they're paying, I think one of the real pleasant surprises I've had is he's just playing great football. He really is right now. And because you're playing great football, that could be key because if you're going to have to, which they're probably going to have to do, win 4 games in the playoffs, you're probably going to need your quarterback to win you. Really, you're probably going to have to get your quarterback to win you at least like 2 of those, if not more, or at least play really well, I should say, in a couple of those games. Prescott's showing he can do it. I thought he was almost perfect in this game. Not perfect, but almost perfect in this game. A lot of it was stuff like this where, again, CeeDee Lamb has really emerged as not just a true one receiver, but he's emerged as a star player. He really has. I've always liked CeeDee Lamb's game, but this year I feel like he's taken it to the next level, which is also part of maybe why we're seeing this, the resurgence from Dak a little bit. So this route's one-on-one matchup, which you just can't cover him one-on-one. You just can't. And watch as when Prescott looks in that direction, you see the corner, almost looks like he's trying to hold at this point to try and not allow this to work. But even so, there's not a ton of separation, right? This is going to have to be a pretty tough throw, and there's other Giants players kind of in the area, so you have to navigate that as well if you're Prescott. But watch this throw, an absolute thing of beauty, and he's really just hitting those types of throws really consistently right now, and that's what I like to see from him, is he is someone who's just, again, some of these are tough throws, and he's just hitting them 100% of the time, which sometimes, I will say this for Prescott, sometimes his play style just doesn't really equate to, great film study, I guess, or great highlight reels and stuff like that. It doesn't look as impressive because, when he's at his best, he's just consistently hitting throws, right? That's when Prescott is playing his best football, but there's a ton of value in consistently hitting difficult throws. Like this one's another one. It's going to once again be a one-on-one matchup against with CeeDee Lamb right here. One-on-one matchup on the outside. It's man coverage, cover one blitz that the Giants are running right here. And watch as Prescott takes the snap, and you see right here, Lamb has already had, he already has a step on the defensive back who's, covering him. So, okay, Prescott should probably make this throw, right? Well, if you look at him, he's already made the throw, and that's the other aspect, right? Throwing with anticipation, and this is something that Prescott does such a good job of, and he should get more credit for, is how well he is able to throw with anticipation. It's one of the things I really like about Prescott. As you see, also, beautiful throw, beautiful catch. That was actually, Lamb was interfered with on that play and still makes an incredible catch, one-handed grab. So again, CeeDee Lamb, awesome. These are basically CeeDee Lamb highlights, but they're basically Dak Prescott highlights. And if you think that, I'm just, cherry-picking the best plays, these were both just in the first 2 minutes for the Cowboys. That's how crazy that was. Now, going over here, this is an understandable interception by Prescott. It really is. I'm not going to crush him for it. Again, if you know this channel, I oftentimes am not too overly critical with interceptions. I usually think they're pretty understandable mistakes that just get turned into turnovers. Not always, but just, a good chunk of them are, I guess I should say. Not even most, but just there's a chunk of them that are. And to me, this falls in that category where Prescott believes this is man coverage. That route is what he's going to look towards, which could be good on a 3rd and 5 against man coverage. Watch Prescott take the snap. When I looked at that, I thought it was man coverage, but you see, you have a Giants player who isn't playing man, is standing right in front of this potential route. So for Prescott, would it have been nice if he noticed this stuff? Yeah, it would have been nice if he noticed this stuff. But again, it happens. As you see, that's an intercepted pass. I'm going to be honest. That was a good defensive play. That's how I view that play. It was a good defensive play. Sometimes you got to give credit to the defense. I thought they did a really good job at disguising that play. Yes, it would have been great if Prescott noticed it. You can't notice everything. You can't make every read. In this one, they got him. It kind of is what it is. Clever play call by the Giants on that one, I thought. This play is absolutely absurd. I'm not even going to break it down because, play kind of goes off the rails pretty quickly. So, first down and goal right here. You're up 14-0 if you're Dallas, so you're not too concerned. But, still. Prescott is going to take the snap. It's a designed rollout, but it doesn't work. So Prescott looks around, almost looks like he's throwing it away. And I kind of think this might have been a sort of a half throwaway. You see where CeeDee Lamb is on the field. I mean, you might be sitting here thinking like, there's no way he's not going to actually pull this off, right? Like, there's no way. And he doesn't. He doesn't make the throw. It isn't able to be complete. But as you see, it was a good enough throw for it to be complete. Kind of, again, it looked like there was some sort of hand fighting that didn't allow it to be a catch right there. But that's a perfect throw. That's actually an amazing throw, I think, by Prescott to make that happen. It just didn't quite happen. But, I mean, you look at that stuff, I'm like, okay, he's just on another level right now. Prescott is playing, I think the best football I've seen him play. And that type of play is exactly, an example of why. And also heading over to this one, again, one interesting factor is the Brandon Cooks of it all. Brandon Cooks, a player who I think has had a lot of historic success, right, for a lot of different teams. He has, been traded for first-round pick multiple times. Really good player. They traded him for just a fifth-round pick, which was a real surprise. On display, it's going to end up being a one-on-one matchup, him going into the end zone. Okay, well, let's see what happens. As you see, Prescott takes a snap. Prescott's going to fire, and there's a window for sure. It's going to take a good throw from Prescott, and spoiler alert, he is going to make a good throw, but it's also going to make a good play from Cooks. It is. However, that's exactly what happens. And to me, I think that this is part of what I also like about what's going on with Dallas right now. CeeDee Lamb is doing great stuff. CeeDee Lamb has played awesome, and that obviously helps out this receiving core a lot. But we're seeing other guys come through and step up. We're seeing Michael Gallup start to look like Michael Gallup again. Brandon Cooks ended up with 173 yards and a touchdown in this game. Jake Ferguson is still doing his thing. So if you can get those four guys going, I think this offense becomes really scary and becomes a lethal offense, in my opinion, because you do need more than one guy. And I think early on this season, it kind of felt like they only had one guy, but these other players are starting to step up now, which is why if you're a fan of the Cowboys, you have to be thrilled with how these games are going. I know it's the Giants, but still, you're going in the right direction. I get it. Giants stink. We all know that. But still, their defense has had some moments. So good stuff by Dallas, in my opinion. Good stuff by Prescott, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.